This is the Brownstone Center News Update for Friday evening, April 25th, 2025. Rural America has cause for concern in the policies emerging from the White House, according to Land O'Lakes CEO Beth Ford. Ford, who recently succeeded Apple chief Tim Cook as their chair of the Business Roundtable's Immigration Committee, says the agricultural sector desperately needs immigration reform as foreign-born workers comprise roughly half of America's farm laborers. She also sounded the alarm on how tariffs might depress exports in 2026 to the detriment of farmers already dealing with labor shortages, rising costs, and sliding commodity prices. Amazon sellers have raised their prices to an average of 29% in early April, says an e-commerce tracking firm, in a bid to offset the Trump administration's tariffs on Chinese goods, hitting everything from toys to office supplies to clothing. The tariff situation could be an existential threat for many of Amazon's third-party sellers who drive about 60% of their company's online sales. And that's according to CNBC. Bargain sites like Temu and Shein are also raising their prices starting today. Just 19 American households now control a record-breaking share of the nation's wealth. That's because in 2024, they created a whopping $1 trillion for themselves, a sum worth more than the entire Swiss economy. The data comes from a new analysis by economist Gabriel Zucman, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. According to Zucman, he examines wealth distribution in the U.S. starting in 1913 and notes that the wealth of affluent Americans has outpaced all other groups in the U.S. Voters believe President Trump is overreaching with his aggressive efforts to expand executive power, and they have deep doubts about some of the signature pieces of his agenda. And that's according to the New York Times. The turbulent early months of the Trump administration has been seen as chaotic and scary by majorities of voters, even many who approve of the job that he is doing. Voters do not view him as understanding the problems in their daily lives and have soured on his leadership as he approaches his 100th day in office. Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan was charged April 25th, today, with 2 felonies for her role in allegedly trying to help an undocumented immigrant avoid arrest after he appeared in her courtroom. According to a 13-page complaint, Dugan, 65, is accused of obstructing a U.S. agency and concealing an individual to prevent an arrest. The 2 charges carry a maximum penalty of 6 years in prison and a $350,000 fine, but sentences in cases involving nonviolent offenses typically are much shorter. Specifically, the complaint says Dugan assisted Eduardo Flores Ruiz, a Mexican immigrant, avoid being arrested, and federal immigration officials at the Milwaukee County Courthouse after he appeared for a pretrial conference on April 18th. Flores Ruiz is facing 3 misdemeanor battery counts. 2 federal agents eventually chased Flores Ruiz down outside the courthouse and apprehended him at the intersection of West State Street and 10th Street in downtown Milwaukee. Synthetic hair products are in the spotlight after a study found some materials sold to U.S. consumers contain cancer-causing chemicals. For African women, braiding has for decades helped them maintain their natural hair, keeping it protected from breakage and damage. Many women use synthetic hair to make braiding easier. Now, the materials most used for synthetic braids are kanekalon or toyokalon, which were developed by Japanese chemical manufacturers in the 50s. And unlike real hair, synthetic weaves retain their shape longer and require little maintenance, making them a convenient option for those who want to keep a particular hairstyle for longer. But in places like the U.S., investigations have found some products could be dangerous. Last year, U.S.-based consumer advocacy group Consumer Reports detected dangerous chemicals in synthetic hair. Now it has left some women questioning what is in these products and how to protect themselves from harm in the future. A Pittsburgh, Kansas family is fighting to get their mom home after they say immigration and customs enforcement officers took her away. Karina Moran said her mother walked in the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services field office in Kansas City in an appointment and was instead detained by ICE officers. Moran said her dad Nixon became a U.S. citizen in March and his mother was next. On Thursday, Hall of Fame tight end and media personality Shannon Sharpe announced that he'll be stepping aside from ESPN until the start of the NFL preseason. And as it turns out, ESPN was ready to push him to the sidelines if he hadn't voluntarily walked away. Dominic Patton of Deadline.com reports that ESPN had decided to remove Sharpe from his Monday and Tuesday slot on First Take before Sharpe decided to walk away. After Sharpe announced his decision to exit ESPN for now, ESPN said in a statement, "This is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away." The other question for Sharpe is his next podcast deal. As of a week ago, he was looking at, reportedly, a 9-figure agreement. Now, it's hard to see that happening. For more news and information that you can use throughout your weekend, come and hang out with us at BrownstoneWorldwide.com. Also, for your weekend daily deals and coupons that you will see later on today and throughout the weekend. Don't forget Cityscape Radio for DJ Tony Sanchez on Saturdays and Sundays from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And lastly, before the month of May's issue drops, your free digital version of Brownstone Living magazine. We'll see you around.
Welcome to the neighborhood.